All right, all right. Woohoo! I am like 3 minutes early, but I had to come on and give you guys a little time to pop on because I know the beauty boxers are coming. And I know my little YouTube channel just popped up, and I am going to let me see, will it let me? Yes. This is our YouTube link in the comment section. So if you want to invite a friend to watch us on YouTube, or you want to come back and watch later, you can use that YouTube link. And if it doesn't hey, D. Jackson, how are you? And if it doesn't immediately pop up, then you can go to the live. We're on live right now. We're excited. I'm so excited because we're like serious sharing my energy. We're all about having fun. And before I get started, let me turn the music off. Let me get professional. Okay, turn the music off and just share what we're doing today. Now, I'm so excited about the guests you're going to meet today. But before we get into that, let's get into some housekeeping. Okay, about the beauty box for him, women empowerment and Bible studies. Y'all, if you don't know about us, please check us out. We were started because I just noticed a separation of women. I noticed women being depressed, disconnected, especially since COVID, not bonded to each other, not growing in God's word. A lot of us aren't going to church regularly, and we need community. And so that's why this was born. And it's all about knowing God, growing in the knowing, and showing him to others. That is what we're about in the beauty box. And our guest here today, we were talking about how we got here. It's amazing how sovereign God is, how he works. She knows a guy from 1985 that she hadn't talked to him forever. Well, I guess she talked to him recently, but she hadn't seen him in forever. But he's the reason that we're here today. She'll tell you a little bit more about that. I'm still confused and amazed at it. Now, I met Sherrie Barrett through Candy Wathen, who met her through Andrea, who is all the way from out of town. She's a beauty boxer from Virginia, and she's here. So it's a whole connection. This lady is amazing. So I can't wait for you to meet her. Tomorrow, don't forget, we have spiritual makeovers, our Bible study at the beauty box tomorrow at 7. So be here for that. And in person Bible studies at my house this Saturday at noon. So without further ado, let me see who's on here. Anybody commenting? Yeah, we got D. Hey, Reese. Thank you, my love. Oh, hey. Okay, I'll go and see who this is. After I meet Sherrie and we get started, I'll come back because I want to tell you, I just went to her website, and this is just a little snippet of what's going on. And I believe this almost, okay? No, somebody's going to have to prove this wrong, because when Candy said, I'm going to send you a cobbler, best cobbler I've ever had in my life, I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, I didn't say that out loud, but I was thinking in my head, I've had some pretty good food in my life, okay? So when she said it was the best in the world, best she's ever had in her life, she's going to send me some, I was like, okay, bye. Honey, okay? It's best cobbler I've ever had in my life. Anyway, let me tell you about this Heavenly Hands that makes it. Okay, so I got this off of Verdie's Cobblers website. Let me just go ahead and put this banner up here so you can check it out, because I want y'all to all have access to this. Okay, it says, good food is one of life's common connectors. It is what quiets boisterous family gatherings. It sits at the center of fellowship. It's God's gift to us. And he graces some of us with the gift of baking delicious cobblers that melt in your mouth. My mother, Verdie, was the recipient of God's sweet love and this gift. Her cobblers were made with love and a huge dose of hospitality. I thank God for her passing on her recipe of sweet love to me. It does, it tastes like love on a plate. No lie, no lie. Okay. Verdie's cobblers were birthed in 2016, which inspires me because she didn't start this fresh out of college. I love that. While the business started in the Dallas Fort Worth area, they relocated to Houston in late 2016 and have been servicing both areas with monthly scheduled delivery dates. Verdie's Cobblers has forged great relationships with HEB grocery store, Hilton Hotel Catering, and numerous vendor opportunities. And Sherrie Barrett herself, she's so cute. Y'all got to go check it out. Okay, I'm like y'all can see that. Y'all know. Okay. Give me some grace. It says, meet your homemade team. So it just says a baker. And I love how humble she is. Sherrie Barrett, baker, daughter of Verdie. Okay. The majority of my work career has been in banking, finance, and the mortgage industry. That's what paid the bills. However, I've always enjoyed cooking after watching my mother cook 3 meals a day for a family of 6 children. Oh my goodness, that woman was an angel. It seemed to bring her so much joy seeing her family and friends take a seat at her table and partake in meals that she had prepared while singing melodious tunes. I wanted to continue her legacy and provide the same experiences for my children, family, and friends. I started my business primarily by word of mouth. A simple Facebook post led to hundreds of weekend orders being prepared right out of my home kitchen. From there, I established necessary business qualifications, and the Verdie's Cobblers was birthed in 2016. Oh my gosh, I love the story. Let me bring her on. Give her a huge round of applause to Verdie.
Yay!
I am so excited. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
That made me want to be with your mom.
I know.
What a beautiful sentiment that her legacy lives on through her food and through her obedient daughter. What I love about your story is you just made a Facebook post. You didn't see all this coming.
I didn't see it. That's right.
You wanted to make people happy.
That's right.
And God bless your efforts. So, Miss Sherrie Barrett, this is what we want to know. Who are you? Where'd you come from? How did it all start? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to ask you.
Well, Verdie's Cobblers, I'm the youngest of 6. And when I first kind of got the idea when my mother passed away, she was known for her peach cobblers. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
So at her funeral, imagine 6 children. We have 6 children, 18 grandchildren, 28 great grandchildren. So all of the friends and connections with all of us at her funeral, people got up and said, so now who's going to make the cobbler? So I was living on the East Coast at the time. And so when she would come to visit, she lived in the Fort Worth area. When she would come and visit, she'd stay for like a month. So I had her all to myself. So she'd typically come around the holidays, and I just watch her do everything from her crust to, the dressing to the turkey. I got to have it all. So I paid close attention, and I left when I divorced and left the East Coast and moved back home to Fort Worth. I was still in the mortgage banking industry. So I took my holidays, my vacation time around the holidays. So I would take the end of the year off. Yeah. So I had like 2 or 3 weeks off at the end of the year. And I said, let's bake a few cobblers. So I primarily put it out with my family. And I got about 75 orders in a day.
Wow.
So yeah, so then I relocated with Bank of America from Fort Worth to Houston.
Yeah.
And my cousin pastored one of the largest Methodist churches here, and he connected me with the church community. And then I connected with HEB, and here I am.
Man, I just love it. I just love, and I didn't even know how connected you are. Connected this way.
Preacher's kid. I'm a preacher's kid.
I
So
didn't know all of that.
I
But
have
your
never
spirit
not been in
spoke to my
church.
spirit.
Yes. Yes.
Your spirit spoke to my spirit. Candy is amazing. Andrea, I've just met, is amazing. And
Yes.
so real quickly, tell us the story of how we got here right now.
So Candy, who is a part of
The Beauty Box. Yeah.
Beauty Box, has a friend that is staying with her while she's here in Houston. Andrea's cousin and I went to U of H together in 1983, 84, 85. And so he's been watching my journey with Verdie's Cobblers. And he said, hey, my cousin is there. They live in the Virginia area. She's there in Houston. I'd love to get a dessert to her. So I baked a fresh blackberry cobbler and delivered it to their door. And Candy thought that I was this big, which you know, we're going to speak things into existence. She's like, I don't know how many people you have working for your company, but whoever delivered my cobbler, I just want you to know that was the best cobbler. So that's how I came to know Cheryl, was through Candy or Andrea, and then a friend that I have not been in physical contact with since the 80s.
So you haven't seen him since the 80s in person. He's just been watching your journey. He knows
Yes.
how good your food is. He's like, my
Yes.
cousin's there. I want to send her a cobbler.
That's
She
right.
makes a cobbler, and her friend she's with says that's the best cobbler I've ever had in my life. I have to send Cheryl a cobbler, and then I get a cobbler, and this.
And here we are. And here we are. Yes.
I love that. So.
Yes.
And I feel like that's going to be amazing. When you taste the food, because y'all, the website's there, verdiescobblers.com. And if you want her phone number, I can do it. But you can reach her right there to order this cobbler. But I did notice when I went, it was sold out, sold out, sold out. So what's going on?
So I have a relationship, a contract with ExxonMobil in Spring, their headquarters.
Yes.
So once a month, I take pre-orders, and I go to campus to provide desserts for those 30 to 40,000 people on campus.
Right.
So August 31st, I was there, and we did a little over 400 desserts, and I'm only there from 11 to 1.
Yeah.
2 hours. So I take a week, a little, you know, I have a little period to just kind of relax before I get prepared. So I only take pre-orders every other week.
Okay.
So I'll open up orders again on Saturday.
Okay.
For pickup next Saturday. So this Saturday, the website will open up. Everything will be available. Okay. And I have a pickup on Saturday at 12 o'clock in the Memorial area. So all of that will be posted once everything becomes available. So I don't know if we can put a blast out on this page, or you just stay connected to my Facebook page.
Yeah, we can put it. You can definitely put a blast out on the Beauty Box page, or you can send it to me and I can put it out. Whatever you want to do, because we definitely want to know. And can I just say Shark Tank?
I know.
You need to go on Shark Tank. You know, I have a really good friend in Cleveland, Ohio, Bubba's Ribs. Boneless Ribs. He did a deal with Damon Dash. So
did he really?
Yeah, maybe if you decide to do that, if you have questions, maybe I can hook y'all up.
Absolutely. Well, that's kind of to segue into what I'm trying to do. Everyone automatically assumes that you want to do retail or have a brick and mortar. I have no desire to do retail. That's not in my will. That's not what I'm designed to do.
Your spirit. That's not your gift.
No. So I rent a commercial kitchen, but what I have discovered is that I'm ready for my own personal commercial kitchen. Yes. So that's the goal that I've been looking, real estate. and all I need is just a permanent place for once you order, you come and pick up there. But I turn away more business than I can deal with because I can't accommodate. I'm only in the kitchen for a certain amount of hours. So it's now time for my own kitchen. And so my thing is, when I'm not using it, the way I empower and help is to rent it out to other, whether it's caterers or bakers. I rent it out, that space out to them when I'm not using it, so that they have a space. But that's where I'm headed now, is my own personal space.
I love that. I love that you kind of know what you want.
Yes.
And I feel like nothing's worth my peace. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, because sometimes we can just go for stuff, and we give up our peace. And what's the whole point in that?
That's right. That's right.
I love that. Okay, so tell us something about you, maybe that we don't know.
Well, let's see. My real, or my passion, my true passion is singing. So that is what I have done my entire life. So if I couldn't sing, I'd crawl up in a corner and disappear. So that's truly my passion. Besides baking and my children.
I bet you have a really good time cooking and
singing. And yes, that's it.
So do you want to sing a little something for us?
I can sing a little something. I'll sing something that's probably the most familiar to everybody. So, let's see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Yes, Sister Barrett. She is multi-talented, I tell you. I mean, finance and cobblers and singing. What more do you have? Oh my gosh, I cannot. I'm so excited. So let me ask you, because I asked her, I was like, well, because I could tell she didn't start the business when she was fresh out of college or anything like that. I said, well, were you in your 30s and 40s? And she was like, girl. So tell us. You don't have to tell us your exact age if you don't want to.
I don't mind. I don't mind. So this October, this next month, I will be 61. I am 60 years old.
So Verdie's Cobbler's been going on for how many years?
7. So
55 or ish, 54.
So I think I had just turned 53.
Yeah.
When I started. And so to just kind of give you a little segue. So I've always loved to cook. I've always loved to bake. When the pandemic hit, I started it in 2016, but when the pandemic hit, I was furloughed.
Yeah.
And so, my thing was, okay, so what are we going to do? And I had been doing the desserts, on a regular. And a friend of mine connected me with a local Facebook page. Another Facebook page. Right. The facilitator of that page works with one of the major newspapers here. So she has a decent following. Yes. I would say about maybe 30, 40,000 people.
Yes.
So a friend said, why don't you post on, it's like an eats, Memorial Area Eats. So people put their favorite restaurant. So I put a post. We just changed the way we did things. And I said, hey, we're taking dessert orders. People will hunker down. They couldn't get out. We met at a local elementary school. People stayed in their cars. The first post was around I guess like Memorial Day or something like that. So I had 4 friends. We loaded our cars and we had a little over 200 orders. So everyone stayed in their cars and just pulled up. They popped their trunks. We put their desserts in. They kept going. So it was like a Chick-fil-A line.
Ain't nothing like a Chick-fil-A line. Do you hear me?
Nothing like a Chick-fil-A line.
Chick-fil-A get it done and they never mess up your order.
Yeah, and so that's kind of how it's the community. That's kind of how it started, and it's really been nonstop. So I would say during the pandemic, my business probably increased about 200%.
I think that's amazing that
Yeah.
you had an idea, because I think a lot of people have ideas,
Right.
have really good ideas, but they let somebody or themselves talk them out
of it.
Out of their gift, their purpose, even.
Right.
You know, and I think that we really have to listen to God.
We have to.
We really have to just go for it. Our time on this earth is so limited. I mean, it's like limited.
Right.
And so we're scared that we're going to embarrass ourselves. What are people going to think if we fail?
Right.
And I love that you were like, I have been furloughed. I still have bills. They have not been furloughed.
And
I have an avenue to make money and help people. Go ahead.
So God said, here's what God said. It was in Exodus 4:2. He said, like Moses said, what do you have in your hand? So when Moses was faced with the Red Sea, the people behind, Pharaoh's army behind him and all those people, and he said, what am I to do? So God said, what do you have in your hand? So as he said to me, you got a spoon, you got peaches, you got... So
I love that so much.
That was it. It was an Exodus 4:2 moment. He said, what do you have in your hand? Use what I have given you.
Yeah.
So my philosophy is God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And so that's it. I took
love
off.
That so much, Sherrie. Yeah. You belong in our crew, because we always talk about the 5 and 2, the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. How God can take not enough and make it more than enough. He's a God of abundance, and abundance is our birthright. But so many of us, we choose to pass it by. We go to the buffet table with a thimble versus,
a big plate.
Yes! You have so much out there,
yes.
But still it's being obedient.
It says, for a little becomes much when you place it in the master's hand.
Girl!
People.
Girl, we could be here all day. Do you hear me? I love you so much. Okay, let's see what they're saying. Let's see what people are saying, because I like to get feedback. If y'all have questions, Janet Potts, stepping out on faith and fruit. Janet Potts is very witty. Well, if you don't try, you're sure to fail.
That's it.
Yes, follow through is important. That was so cool. Yes, praise God for the cobbler and that voice. Barbara Mouton, beautiful. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, April. Hey, Carla. Barbara Mouton, look at all y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you guys share this link, and everybody, we're going to order cobblers on Saturday, just so you can see if you and if you don't like seeds, because the blackberry does have seeds, but my husband loves the seeds and everything. So I want to try something different. Yes, Pete, she has bread pudding. Go check out everything that she has, and the prices are great. I was expecting crazy prices, but the prices are good.
Yes.
I just feel like I just want to sit at the table with your mama. When I go to heaven, I want to meet your mama.
Absolutely.
I want to meet Verdie. Where is Miss Verdie? I'm not kidding. Okay, I'm not kidding. Exodus 4:2. So we're gonna get that one. What do you have in your hands? Let's use that. God has given us everything we need.
Everything we need. That's it.
What he wants us to do. Okay, so I love that just out of your obedience, doing you, just like how the beauty box was formed. On the beauty box, for some reason, it only says we have like, last I looked, it was 400 members, but I know we have like at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 times that many members. So I might have to start a new page so we can get the numbers to act right. But I know that this was started on Super Bowl Sunday out of a prayer for something else. I was asking God to help me find a place for my Mary Kay business, because I've been a Mary Kay lady for 30 years for training and all of that. And I said, help me to think outside of the box. Those were the words, help me to think outside of the box. And he I heard him almost audibly say, use it for me.
Wow.
Beauty box for him, women empowerment and Bible studies was born. Okay, because I wasn't trying to do all this. I already have a business. But he decided he wanted me to do some other things. And at the same time, I found out that I had colon cancer. Colon cancer is bad. So the worst of times, the best of times, all at once. Isn't it funny how God doesn't, the things that we think should slow us down, stop us, doesn't matter to him?
It does not.
So have you ever been through a tough time in your life? And how did you handle that? Like staying on course? How did you not crawl up in the dark and die somewhere?
It's just not a part of who I am. I think that God, through my father being a minister, he didn't spank us. We had to read scripture. We had to read but that was he really wasn't using it for punishment, but that was just our time to concentrate. Yeah. And so I never fought that, being the youngest. I would look at my older brothers and sisters and like, just do it. Just read the Bible. But what it was doing was equipping me for the periods of time when I would need it, when you needed to call on the scripture, when you needed that, so God was preparing me for what I didn't know was to come. So when I divorced and had to relocate, to back home to Dallas, Fort Worth, I had a son in college. My son was at UT, my daughter was a high school student, it was the worst time to move and to, transition for her. And so, but I had to do it. But look at where it brought me to. I mean, what I have been forced. I mean, it was almost like, I had to find supplemental income as a single parent.
Right.
I had to do it. So, I just forged my way. I just kept focused, kept listening to the word of God, and I am where I am. So now it's like I got 2 or 3 good years. I worked for, with the federal government. I figured, I just continue to build my business, work on where I need to work, get a few. I have 2 part-time people that work for me now. Yeah. Just kind of set things up and balance it. But, I always say it's hard work, building a business. It's hard. Struggling is hard.
Yes.
Being broke is hard.
Yes.
Being poor is hard. So you choose your hard.
Yes.
Which do you choose to be? Do you choose to work your way to where you need to be? Yes. It's hard, but it's all worth it. So that's kind of where I don't have the blinders on. I receive opportunities, everything that comes my way. You just kind of that's discernment. I listen to God, ask God, what is it that you would have me to do? And he's never led me astray.
I think it's so key being intentional with your relationship with God. It should be a living, breathing thing. And you don't wait until times get hard to start putting the scriptures in you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's so good when you're not stressed and strung out to be studying his words and getting in you, so that when hard times come, you have it in you.
You're prepared. You have that armor.
Yes, we have been talking about that full armor of God in our like tomorrow we have spiritual makeovers at the beauty box. That's what we call it. It's our Bible study at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights. So it's got to be cute. Spiritual makeovers at the beauty box, and we have been talking about faith, and we've been talking about having that whole armor of God. And one thing that somebody, I don't know, some pastor, some podcast, I don't know, it's not original to me, talked about how the armor's in the front, not in the back.
Right.
We are called to stand forward and face things.
Right.
Sometimes we have to fight, and sometimes we just have to stand.
That's it.
Yes, but the deal is, you don't know if you're not on the right frequency with God. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know, but this is how I fight my battle.
Yes, with him, right?
With him.
We don't have to go it alone. Well, I just know that I just love you to pieces, and you're such a beautiful person, inside and out. And I feel like your whole thing is giving. So he's into that.
Yes. Yes. And look where it led me. Here we are. Yeah.
And it's amazing. U of H, 1983, 85, you met a man who followed you on Facebook, and now you're here on our little show. Okay?
Yes.
And you just taught me something. God is in charge of the increase.
That's right.
You just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, being obedient and trusting, and things, he will put the increase, the right people, the right situations in your path.
That's right.
I love that.
That's right. Amen.
Yes. Yes, this is a feel-good moment, and I have to ask you, we're wrapping up. Is there anything that you would like to leave with the ladies that might inspire, motivate, or encourage them? And I understand that some of us, like right now in life, just being who I am with the beauty box and having all these relationships, I know that a lot of us are going through a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Marital problems, health problems, financial, job, raising children problems, depression, mental stuff, all sorts of things. So is there anything you would like to share to inspire or motivate her? Yeah.
I would say, so I took a leap of faith at 53. It's never too late. We all have something in us that can drive. If it's not to own a business, you can encourage someone else. You can share a post. You can purchase an item, or just whatever it is. But it's never first of all, it's never too late to start. If there's something that you have inside of you, it's never too late. Be an encouragement to someone else, no matter what it is. I sing Smile all the time. I don't need a stranger. And you never know what that smile, that conversation, that hello, that hold the door open or whatever it does for the next person. Like you said, we're all going through something, and so just to be an encouragement to someone every day. I don't always, text. Sometimes I pick up the phone and call, but just to kind of be an encouragement to your brother, your sister on a daily basis.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I love that because it is true. We all have different gifts. But everybody has something. And I think until you start asking the creator why you were created, you can listen to yourself or friends, but really need to get it from him.
Right.
And at the same time, that is serving others. And
that's it.
Yeah. And if you're waiting on something, do what waiters do and serve. I saw that post and I love that post. And you're in the wait, do what waiters do and serve others. And when you said, I don't meet a stranger, same. You don't have a smile, I'll give you one of mine.
That's it.
I feel like part of the reason I was in the hospital is because there's people mistreating people in the hospital. And I got a glimpse of that. And I was like, no way, God, is this part of why I'm here? So I can help this? Because this is not okay. It's not okay for me. And most people are much older than me. So God, I think he puts us in different situations to help each other. So
that's it. Whatever. He does.
Yeah.
But we got to be faithful and use what he's given us, whether it's your mouth, your words in the right way. you know. And so my thing is, like you said, I don't meet a stranger. You know, I always say, they say, you have such a big smile. My smile is big enough to share with you, you know. And so, but that's good, being vocal.
Yes.
On when we see things that are not right, we have to be vocal.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have to be popular. We just have to be right. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I love this. I love you. I love your food. We're going to post between today and tomorrow what you need to do on Saturday. And don't forget to come to Bible study Saturday at noon in person. I want to say Verdie. I want to call you Verdie, but it's Sherrie.
I answer to Verdie because I get called. You know that Verdie's Cobblers by Sherrie, Barrett.
Yeah.
So my little slogan is from her hands to mine. So it's just kind of sharing, you know, her gift of food, but particularly her desserts. Yeah. And so if you call me Verdie, I answer.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We'll be ordering. We will be in touch. And you're stuck with me now, girl. You're stuck.
Oh, well, just like Kathy, she knew that we would connect. She's like, I can't wait for you all to connect. So here we are.
You got to meet each other. And that's she I think mostly she got the pie for the cobbler for me so we could meet. We could connect.
Exactly.
So it's all good. I love how God does this life of mine. I love that I'm constantly meeting new people from new backgrounds, different places, and you just never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
I ask for holy surprises all the time.
Yes.
Holy surprises. All right, thank you all. Let me check the list one more time. See if I'm missing anything. Carolyn Montgomery, never too late. Hey,
never too.
She sent me some cake over here the other day, trying to make me fat. If you don't try, yeah, we saw everybody. So thank you guys for coming. Share the link. Make sure you give the YouTube link to your friends and have them to like, subscribe, and share. All right, Miss Sherrie Barrett. We'll see you soon. Love you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Bye. Bye.